My name's Alan. Like you said, I'm from Georgia. I guess I'm a redneck too. I've been in the program for about 9 months now, and like you also said, I'm 18. I could have left 2 months ago, but when I was young, my father was very abusive. He was a drug addict, and he was never there for me. He was in and out of jail my whole childhood, and you know, my mom did the best she could and provided for my family, me, my mom, and my sister. And like I said, my father was never there. So I felt I was avoiding my life at something that was in my heart that wasn't there. And as I got older, my mom decided to leave, and we moved from North Georgia to South Georgia, and got away from all that, and life was good, and I was making good grades in school. I was doing really good, had a lot of friends, and by the time middle school came around, I started hanging out with the wrong people, started using drugs, started stealing from people, from the ones that I loved. And I just started off smoking marijuana, and you know, I didn't think it was nothing serious. I just did it on the weekends, and it was fun. It was something I did with my friends, and something I enjoyed. It filled that spot in my heart that wasn't there. It made me feel good about myself, and eventually it moved on to other stuff. I used cocaine. I was stealing more stuff. I was stealing money from a lot of people. Stealing pills, doing pills, drinking alcohol, just pretty much whatever I could get my hands on. And eventually just my life went downhill. I started rebelling against my parents, not my mom. I didn't want to listen to what she had to say, and didn't care about the consequences. If I wanted to do it, I was going to do it. And eventually I decided that I didn't want to be at home anymore. So I left my mom's home, and I moved in with one of my friends, and for 2 or 3 months I was living with him, and my mom kept trying to talk to me, and I just blew her off. I didn't want anything to do with any of my family, and eventually I did talk to my mom, and I came home for the weekend, and we had talked, and I was still using drugs, and I was doing all this, and just still didn't care. And my belief was that I wasn't going to live past the age of 25. I didn't, because I was so bad into drugs and all that, I didn't think I was going to live past the age of 25. And I didn't care about that. And I didn't know about God. I didn't know that any of this. And so I decided to stay home. I decided to move back in with my mom, and we had a good weekend, and come to find out, about 4 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, Aaron and 3 other guys came and picked me up out of my bed, and I didn't know what was going on. And drove me all the way from Georgia to here, which was probably like a 7-hour drive, 6-7 hour drive. And I got here and I was freaked out. I didn't know what was going on, and I still didn't really care. When I first got here, it was weird because I wasn't used to being in a program. I wasn't used to all this. I didn't even know what a program was. And I came here and I was just flying under the radar. I was really sneaky. I didn't really, like, I would say stuff in front of staff and then behind their backs go around and say different stuff, and I manipulated, and eventually I was in here, we were in here doing praise and worship one night, and you know, I was just standing there and I felt like God was pulling on my heart, and I didn't know what it was, and I had a phone call with my mom, and it went really good, and I got off the phone, and one of the staff members that was doing my phone call talked to me, and he asked me if I wanted to accept Christ in my life, and you know, I felt that that's what I needed to do, so I did it. And at first I still didn't understand it, and I was just doing it just because I made the commitment, and I don't know, I didn't really feel good about anything. And eventually I started reading my Bible, and there's a proverb in Proverbs 3:5 that says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He'll make your path straight." And I read that, and I read it over and over, and I felt like God was telling me that I need to look towards Him, and that if I look towards Him and trust in Him, put all my faith in Him, that He will guide me where I need to go. Didn't have the urge to do drugs anymore. Didn't have any of those urges anymore. So of course I kept going through the program, and I don't know how, a couple months ago I went to an encounter, a men's encounter for the church, and I went there and I experienced God really strong, and I forgave a lot of people from the stuff they'd done to me, and was forgiven. And now to this day I'm the leader of Horse Crew. I'm the leader of the prayer group that we have. A lot of stuff. I live in the staff house. I'm still here. I'm 18. I had the choice to walk off, and I stayed because I felt like God was telling me it was the right thing to do. God's blessed my family, provided the finances they need for me to be here, so I can change my life. And I'm giving Him all the glory today. I give all the thanks to Him. And I appreciate everything Pastor Maynard and the staff here do. It's really a good place to be. Thank you.